A high school game here in Cleveland has attracted a crowd of 10,000 here tonight, but it's not just any high school game. It's phenom LeBron James against the #1 ranked team in the country, Oak Hill. LeBron Mania goes national here tonight. Among those who have seen him play, even among many of those who haven't, there appears to be no debate. LeBron James is the best high school player in the country, and he was even last year when he was a junior, and he likely, they say, will go #1 in the draft should he go straight to the NBA. He's got a chance to play on national television here tonight against the #1 team in the country, Oak Hill. The Warriors win or contend for national championships, it seems, year after year. Hi, everybody. I'm Dan Schulman here in Cleveland, and we've got a star-studded game out on the court among these great high school talents. We've got a lot of announcers here to give us their perspective on this game as well. As I turn first to my right, we bring in Dick Vitale, of course, synonymous with our college basketball coverage. Tell us a little bit about what you know about LeBron James.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Dan. When you talk about LeBron James, it's been a runaway freight train. The Express with hype. It has started 2 years ago. He was on the cover last year of Sports Illustrated, on the cover of ESPN magazine this week, and that has all created curiosity, curiosity, curiosity. Hey, he's one of those teenage phenoms that come along in their given sport and are so gifted, like a Venus Williams, a Serena Williams, a Tiger Woods, a Kobe Bryant, an Alex Rodriguez. And all I know is if he's half as good as all I've heard about him, he is going to be one special athlete. I can't wait to see him play in person.
All Oak Hill early, although missing an outside shot there is Swan, so the lead is still 7. This is the shooter, Corey Jones, and there's James with a follow.
I'll tell you, he got up and down the court there, and he saw that great passing ability.
Goes for the block, altered the shot, and now ripping down the rebound is Travis.
You can just see in that one sequence the talent potential that he possesses.
The explosiveness, but Drew Joyce, the coach, said that they need to get into the open court. They are not going to be successful, St. Vincent-St. Mary's, in a half-court game against a physically superior, bigger, older, stronger, and more mature Oak Hill team.
You know, you mentioned Tom Fran, and he did a great story about him as we're going to watch the offensive rebound here. Look at James in good position with the score, but he talks about his mom. His mom at 16 had him. By 19, she had lost her mother, her grandmother, and she was on her own, and they went from one project to another. I think this could be a great American dream, man, a great story. Here's a kid who has a love for his mom, and with a stroke of a pen could take care of his family for life. I think that could be fantastic. Hey, poor Dan Schulman, he's getting paid by the word. He's in trouble here tonight.
We've had some subs for both teams. James is still in there. 4 8-minute quarters in these high school games. Swan from the wing knocks down to 3, and these kids from Oak Hill can really shoot it. And considering there's only one player back from last year, this is a whole new bunch of kids. It speaks for their talent how well they look like they play together already.
Well, you gotta remember now, they're getting a lot of people from other high schools who played for 3 years because they may come for academic reasons or competition.
Stolen by Brandon Weems.
He's the truth. But a lot of guys can dunk. You know that. Can you do that, Bill, when you were a kid?
When I played, the dunk was illegal.
That's right. They made it illegal.
And it made me a better basketball player.
It was illegal also for Lou Alcindor, and your Wizard of Westwood doesn't believe we should use the dunk.
James now with 4, and the crowd is really into it. He brought them to their feet with this explosive dunk.
In transition, finally an opportunity to show the elevation, the windmill, the creativity, the extension, the elevation.
He's a high riser, there's no doubt about it. He's got great hops. I talked to a lot of people, including this morning, Mike Fratello called me, the former Cavs coach, and I'm telling you, everybody I spoke to, Bill, you saw that pass, the instincts.
That's what we have to talk about.
They absolutely raved about his instincts and passing ability, and we're not saying he's Magic Johnson, and we're not saying he's Michael Jordan, but that's the kind of descriptions I was receiving. Magic Johnson passing ability as a youngster.
An extremely unselfish player, again playing with 3 of his boyhood friends. They've all grown up together, went to high school together, and he likes setting them up. Here's Weems for 3 and give James the assist.
Well, he did that. He was the 3D man. He drove, he got into the lane, and he dished the rock. Drive, draw, and dish the rock, baby. What is your plan, basically, Coach, to try and negate the great ability of LeBron James?
Well, he's a tough guy to guard, and I thought we guarded him pretty well early, and he got some easy baskets late in transition off a turnover. But we're trying to double him in the post. He got down low on us one time in the first quarter and scored, and trying to help as much as we can, and got a quick guard on him up top and trying to pressure him as much as we can when he has the basketball.
Coach, you play against and coach all the top players in high school basketball. How do you rate LeBron James at a historical level in your 18 years as coach of Oak Hill?
Great shot, Dale. He's the best I've seen. I gotta give due where it's due, and I've seen a lot of the great guys. I've coached some great players. I've seen McGrady in high school, and Brand Hill, and Kevin Garnett, and all those guys. Vince Carter, had Jerry Stackhouse, myself, and Ron Mercer, and he's the best I've seen at this stage, and it's, time will tell if he's as good as advertised, and if he keeps his head on straight, he probably will be.
Coach, thanks very much for the time. Good luck.
Sure, thank you.
Steve Smith, the head coach at Oak Hill.
I'll tell you one thing, what a record he's put together in his 18 years. He took over for Larry Davis, who's now coaching Furman, was originally, as you watch him on the offensive play on the interior. There he is with the backdoor cut, starting to move a little bit more without the ball. I mean, I'll tell you what, I got one eye, Bill. I don't have two eyes like you, but I'm watching about 10 minutes here, and if that kid doesn't have stardom all over him, there's only one guy that's going to stop him from being a star, and his name is LeBron James.
Dick, let me ask you, you brought up a point. The only guy who can stop LeBron James is LeBron James. Talk about what a 17-year-old is going through, outside influences, having his head on straight, like Steve Smith said. How do you feel about all that?
Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? How many college guys or NBA guys can make that pass in transition? In the NBA, that's a jam for a dunk. I mean, I got goosebumps watching that. That made me think of the Magic Man. Are you kidding? Take a look at that pass, Mr. Walton.
He seems to have overcome a sluggish start.
Hey, that's a great question. I'll tell you, Bill and I will discuss that. You know, he asked about stopping himself. I think the biggest fear is he's got to be so concerned about the leeches and all the people around him and how to separate and get those out of his life and deal with those that genuinely love and care about him. Because unfortunately, Bill, he's going to have so many around him. You know and I know we hear about exploitation, and that worries me because there is a lot of that going on here. People already now thinking of ways they can make money in an unsavory way off this teenager. Your feelings about that?
The choices he makes as to who his friends will be, who his advisors will be, and he has to go, he is at the top. He has to pick people who are already at the top and who are not looking to make it themselves on this young player's capabilities.
I'll tell you the one thing I love about him. Any kid that speaks so unbelievably lovingly about his mom can't be a bad kid. And all he ever talks about is how I want to take care of my mom. Reminiscent to me of a friend I have by the name of Alex Rodriguez, who took care of his mom once he got the riches and fame as a baseball player.
Here comes James leading the Irish out. They were down big early, but there's another no-look feed.
There's what we're talking about, instincts, feel for the game. I mean, that is just so special, Bill.
The sense of where you are that we learned from Bill Bradley as a St. Louis high school phenom. LeBron James is moving right now at a different speed than everyone else.
Well, he's doing what you said earlier he was not doing. He has picked up the energy level, and the energy level really has him in another gear, and it's made his other people better. You know what the bottom line is? When you're special, and there aren't many guys in the NBA who make their teammates more efficient, I think he has that potential.
And you can sense the way he has lifted them right now. They're rebounding better. They're catching the ball better. They're feeding off his energy and his enthusiasm, and it's clicking right now for St. Vincent-St. Mary's, and they have the lead over the previously undefeated #1 Oak Hill Warriors.
Oak Hill in black and St. Vincent-St. Mary in gold. James now with the ball, wears number 23. He was the high scorer in the game in the first half, but he got a lot of help from Romeo Travis with 9 points and 8 rebounds. Ivan Harris had 11 and 7 to lead Oak Hill. James with a rebound and a putback.
They can't handle him on the offensive boards. He's so quick to the interior, Bill.
What I'm liking here is we're seeing a man playing amongst boys, but the man is not a giant man. He's not an overly tall player like a Shaq or a Yao Ming.
He's 6'8", about 235, 240 pounds. I mean, who knows what he projects out to in the NBA? Is he a 1, a 2, a 3, or is he just a whatever he wants to be?
He's just a player, man.
Yeah.
He can play anywhere on the floor. I was talking at halftime with Jim O'Brien. He said, let me tell you, Dick, he said, this kid is for real. He said, I've seen him perform, and we've seen that out here. That was a great pass before by Marcus Williams going out to UConn. Look at this right here, beating him one-on-one.
The strength of the lower legs, the explosiveness. Rarely do you find the complete physical package in someone who's not 18.
I'll tell you
That's what you forget. He's only 17 years old.
He was described to me by someone, I'll let him remain anonymous. He said he has the instincts of Magic on the perimeter and the explosiveness of Michael Jordan. Now that is one heck of. He said, I'm not saying he's Michael and I'm not saying he's Magic, but that is what he possesses. Would you agree with that, Bill?
I'm seeing a lot of very positive things.
Led by LeBron James, who's taking charge on the bench as well. James now has 23 points, 11 already in just over 4 minutes in this quarter. And as Dick was saying, James, who has struggled with his outside shot, now starting to go inside, and he's just too big and too strong, Bill, for the rest of these kids.
He's come alive here, and he's found a way to get into the open court transition here. His teammates have picked up a little bit too. That's given him some opportunities. But you're seeing a man who's got finishing capabilities as you rarely see this polished a level at just such a young man. And we're talking about umbilical incredible here.
Wow, don't use words like that. Now, you went to UCLA. I can't handle more than one syllable. Now, come on.
Now, let's assume he's going to the NBA, because that's the assumption that I think everybody.
I don't even say that. I got a better chance of growing here.
Okay.
I got a better.
All right, so he's going to the NBA.
Is he eligible to go to college?
Well,
yeah, he does have the grades.
He does. Yes.
I did research on that, and he's now in his choice as a safety, and it's only a safety. He's not even making visits right now. The coach told me Ohio State, Florida, Duke, North Carolina, and Louisville in the 5.
But the family is reported. There's a guy who would love to have him, Jim O'Brien. But,
wow.
But the family reportedly is talking to agents and not schools at this point. Let's bring Jay Billis in. Jay, let's assume that he goes to the NBA. Is he automatically going to be the first choice in the draft?
I think he will be the first choice, Dan. There's a young man that is playing overseas in Yugoslavia right now, an 18-year-old left-hander named Darko Milicic. It is possible he could be the first pick, but I doubt it. I think that LeBron James is the clear favorite to be the #1 pick in the draft, but it just shows you how much of a factor European players have become.
I'll tell you something else, Jay. Years and years ago, before you were born, there was something called the territorial draft choice, and they would love to have that here in Cleveland. All the talk shows are talking about what are the chances of them keeping LeBron right here with the Cavs.
Well, they've got a lot of ping pong balls.
Yeah, 4-19's a good start.
No team in the last 12 years with the worst record in the NBA has won the draft lottery.
Wow.
The last player was Derek Coleman with New Jersey in 1990. Look at the way LeBron James floats over the court. Look at the way he keeps his arms up. He snatches that rebound.
That's big time.
His eyes never drop to the floor.
Vision. Great vision all the time. Great vision.
The ball's an extension of his mind.
He knew he had that one too.
Then it's chest pumping time. He knows he's good. He's got it. I'll tell you right now, my friends, he's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. There's no doubt about him being legit. I only pray, and I pray, as I told him today, I said, please surround yourself with people that care.
26 points now for LeBron James as he finally gets a 3-ball to go down.
The only thing that you can't really predict is
what happens when you get the money.
Is whether he'll stay healthy and whether he'll continue the work ethic that he's shown to this point.
Yeah, that's the one thing that drives the great ones, like you said, Magic and Michael and Larry Bird, yourself, is the desire to be better tomorrow than what you were yesterday.
And that's why it can't really be about the money. It has to be about that drive, which is what Kobe Bryant has. His drive to be the best that there is.
And the money ultimately comes with the success.
Final possession of the quarter going for St. Vincent-St. Mary, and the ball in the hands of James. He's inside, he's outside, he's rebounding, he's scoring. He's taken over the game here in the third quarter.
I bet his high school level is a lot different than the level I've seen over the years.
Great tip.
Tip is good.
Great tip.
I think it was Willie McGee getting the tip. Travis in there as well. Let's give it to Travis as St. Vincent-St. Mary's goes to the break up 7. with just 1 quarter to go, standing between them and a win over the #1 ranked team in the country.
I'll tell you, a kid like Travis is a very good active player. He's going to Akron as we watch him right now with the offensive tip. There he is, and they jump with joy. St. Vincent-St. Mary's, the Fighting Irish.
But Oak Hill, I think they play in 8 states this year, and their team, their 10 kids on their team come from 6 different states. They recruit better than a lot of college programs do. It's a national program.
Well, you know, a lot of players recruit them as well to improve their academics, to play against better competition.
Travis with 2 more. You know, he's got 15 points and 11 rebounds tonight.
You know, going to Akron, and Coach Dambrot, the assistant there, was the former head coach here. Look at him, standing ovation.
Standing ovation now for St. Vincent-St. Mary's. A commanding win and a very impressive performance, especially in the second half against Oak Hill.
All they got to do is get it inside to James, and he'll score anytime he wants here now. He's got such a size advantage.
Oak Hill's only got 2 points in the 4th quarter.
Give it to LeBron. The crowd is hungry. Give it to LeBron. Spread the floor. Let him go to the hoop. The game is over.
It's academic now. I'll tell you, we were treated. We were curious. The curiosity really had me here with these stories. Yesterday on a front page story in USA Today.
Unbelievable.
Really, he has lived up to all the billing.
Which is so difficult. Our infusion player of the game, LeBron James, that was not a hard pick. He got my vote.
Think of the numbers he would have had the jump shot been falling in the 1st quarter. But once he decided to go to the basket, he just took over the game.
I think some people sometimes get away from their strengths. They try to prove to everyone that they can shoot from the perimeter. Bottom line is he can get to the basket when he wants, especially on a high school level.
But at the NBA level, he's, and I think you guys were talking about before, the jump shot's got to become a weapon for him.
He'll be able to get to
he will. and he's going to be playing with better people. He's going to be playing with better people, so people can't give him that kind of attention that he gets on a high school level.
But what you have to realize is that the better you get, and he's already at the top, the better you get, the more you get knocked down. And he's going to have to learn to protect himself because there's big, strong, mean, nasty guys playing for the ultimate prize out there, and they're going to look at him and say, hey, what about me?
He's doing what you asked him to do. Getting the ball. He's going to do the, hey, Bill Walton said, give him the ball. Gave him the rock, baby. He's going to do his thing.
Get to the hoop.
Hey,
why stall it out at the 20-point game? Put a show on.
How come you're not on a speed dial with him on his phone? He's got Magic. He's got Michael. He's got Shaq. He's got Maurice Claret, the great running back. He doesn't have you on there, Bill.
I'm just happy to be here. I asked to be on this game. I wanted to come and see, and I have been.
It's been worth the trip up from Texas.
Well, I've enjoyed working with you, big fella, and Dan. He and I, it's been a lot of fun. We've been going at it here since 5 o'clock with interviews, fun, and it's been a riot. I'll tell you this, you're always one of my favorites, big fella, as a player, because you were unselfish and you were a winner. I'll never forget 72, 73, and when you went for 21 for 22 against Memphis. How did you miss that one shot?
That's what Coach Wooden always wants to know. When you gave the speech to the team before the game, I thought I was in church.
Well, they're going to clear the bench, and James is going to come out of the game along with the rest of the starters with 9 seconds to go. What a performance tonight, not just by James. The supporting cast also instrumental in a 20-point win over one of the best programs in the country.
I'll tell you, they came out and they live off Mr. James, though. Once he made that dunk, when he made that dunk, it created momentum for them.
LeBron, with all the hype going into this game, playing against the #1 team on national television, did you feel a lot of pressure coming into this?
Well, it's a different game, a different atmosphere today. And today, we're playing the #1 team in the country. And I don't think it was no pressure for our team. I think it was more pressure for the fans, to come in here. We lost the last 2 years, and we just wanted to come here and get a victory.
The cover of USA Today, the cover of ESPN magazine last year on Sports Illustrated's cover. What do you think? Is this too much, or is it too much pressure for you?
Well, I think it's no pressure for me. I think if I come out and play my game and get my team involved in the game, it's a lot of notoriety for me and my teammates, but I just go out, play my game every night, and give it our all. And if we give it 110% like we did tonight, it's no pressure for us.
Your performance, you came out, it looked like you started slowly, relied a little bit too much on the jump shot. How did you calm yourself down?
Well, at halftime, our team was telling me I need to go inside a little bit more because the player that was guarding me had 3 fouls at halftime. So I said, anything it takes to win for our teammates. They told me to get inside, and I did that for our team, and we came out with a victory.
What's next for you? What do you have to improve upon when you want to take your game to the next level?
Well, it's all about just getting better every day. Of course, defensive-wise and getting your jump shot better to perfection. But it's just getting better every day for our team and for myself.
All right, LeBron James with Jay Billis. Well, we saw on the court. How about the interview skills? He seems to have his head screwed on pretty straight, huh?
He's got charisma that goes with it, and that leads to marketability. And if he smiles and he takes that game like Magic and Jordan, the cash register is going to go ding-a-ling-ding because he will have unbelievable in terms of requests with all the endorsements, etc. What a future he has.
But the way he played for fun tonight, the joy, the hope, the optimism that you saw, what poise, what composure, what confidence, what competitive greatness. This guy's got it.
What a night it was for LeBron James. We hope you enjoyed it. 31 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, and a win. 20-point win over the #1 ranked team in the country, the Oak Hill Academy Warriors.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.